Okay, 9 times 1.
9.
9 times 2.
18.
9 times 3.
27.
9 times 4.
36.
9 times 5.
45.
9 times 6.
54.
9 times 7.
63.
9 times 8.
72.
9 times 9.
81.
9 times 10.
90.
9 times 11.
99.
9 times 12.
108.
9 times 13.
112. 17.
Good. 9 times 14.
126.
And 9 times 15.
135.
Good job, Chandler. All right, Zach, what's 10 times 1?
10.
10 times 2.
20.
10 times 3.
30.
10 times 4.
40.
10 times 5.
50.
10 times 6.
60.
10 times 7.
70.
10 times 8.
80.
10 times 9.
90.
10 times 10.
100.
10 times 11.
110.
10 times 12.
120.
10 times 30. 3.
130.
13. 10 times 13.
130.
10 times 14.
140.
10 times 15.
It is 150.
S-E-O, 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 singular second declensions, E-orum, is, E-orum, is, E-orum, is, plural second declensions. Between, beyond, but by, concerning. 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 The Roman Republic became the Roman Empire when Augustus was crowned emperor in 27 BC. This was followed by the Pax Romana. In 82-86, the empire divided into the Western and Eastern empires until Germanic barbarians defeated the Western Empire in AD 476. The Roman Republic became the Roman Empire when Augustus was crowned emperor in 27 BC. This was followed by the Pax Romana. In 82-86, the empire divided into the Western and Eastern empires until Germanic barbarians defeated the Western Empire in AD 476. This is CC Cycle 1, Week 5 History. Tell me about the Romans. All right, so there is a lot going on in these history sentences, including a lot of dates. So I will be signing them. Maybe a lot of tutors won't sign them, but I think especially for the master's class, you want to be able to remember the dates. So I am going to sign the dates, the numbers. So the first is Roman Republic. You're going to show 2 R's. The Roman Republic became the Roman Empire. Here's your building. When Augustus, here's your A sign, was crowned emperor in 27 BC. This was followed by our timeline motion, the Pax Romana, 2 P signs coming across, peace agreement, in AD 286. The empire divided into the Western and Eastern empires until Germanic barbarians, here's our German dance sign, defeated the Western Empire in AD 746. Let's do that from the top. The Roman Republic became the Roman Empire when Augustus was crowned emperor in 27 BC. This was followed by the Pax Romana. In AD 286, the empire divided into the Western and Eastern empires until Germanic barbarians defeated the Western Empire in AD 476. Good luck. What are the major groups of invertebrates? Here we go. Sponges, stinging cell animals, flatworms, roundworms, segmented worms, mollusks, sea stars, arthropods. Again, sponges, stinging cell animals, flatworms, roundworms, segmented worms, mollusks, sea stars, arthropods. Yep, sponges, stinging cell animals, flatworms, roundworms, segmented worms, mollusks, sea stars, arthropods. This week we will be learning the Egyptian Empire. And the first thing is Egypt, which is this square-like purple area of North Africa. The second is the Nile River, and you can imagine the Nile River goes for miles, so it comes all the way down here. Then you have Upper and Lower Egypt. Now this could be confusing because the Upper Egypt is in the south and the Lower Egypt is in the north. And at first I thought this was a typo, but it's not. And the reason why Upper Egypt is in the south is because the Nile River is actually flowing north. So it seems like Upper Egypt is in the south. Okay. And then the Nile River Delta is this area right here, but it's not labeled. But if you go down to our little dotted square in the corner, it is labeled right here, Nile River Delta. So on Memory Master, you could point here or here. Okay, so now I ask and you point, where is the Nile River Delta? Where is Upper Egypt? Where is Lower Egypt? Where is the Nile River? And where is Egypt? And now I point and you tell me. Hey guys, here we go from the top. Ready? Timeline. Start at the beginning of the ages. Age of ancient empires. Creation to circa 450 AD. Creation and the fall. The flood and the Tower of Babel. Mesopotamia and Sumer Egyptians. 3000 BC, 3000 BC, Indus River Valley Civilization, Minoans and Mycenaeans, 7 wonders of the ancient world, patriarchs of Israel, 2000 BC, 2000 BC, Hittites and Canaanites, Cush Assyrians, Babylonians, China, Shang Dynasty, Hinduism in India, Phoenicians and the alphabet, Olmecs of Mesoamerica, Israelite exodus and desert wandering, Israelite conquest and judges, Greek dark ages, Israel's united kingdom. 1000 BC, 1000 BC, early Native Americans, Israel divides into 2 kingdoms, Homer and Hesiod, Rome founded by Romulus and Remus, Israel falls to Assyria, Assyria falls to Babylon, Lao Tzu, Confucius, Buddha. Woohoo! Hope you got it! Judah falls to Babylon, temple destroyed. Babylon falls to Persia. Jews return and rebuild the temple. Roman Republic, Golden Age of Greece, Peloponnesian Wars. Persia falls to Alexander the Great. Hi friends, so we're going to be discussing the timeline for week 5. The first one is Judah falls to Babylon, temple destroyed. So for Judah, you would do the I like we were doing last week for Israel, but you're going to make it a J. So you swoop it down like it's a J. So Judah falls to Babylon. Temple, to make temple, you're gonna make a T. So your thumb goes between your index and middle finger. So that's a T. And that's gonna go over your other fist. This is also an S. So it's gonna go over this, stands for temple. Temple destroyed. The next one is Babylon falls to Persia. You're gonna do that P again. Remember that K? It's a P. Babylon falls to Persia. Jews, this is the I. Jews, the I that becomes a J. Jews return and rebuild the temple, okay? Then you have Roman Republic, that's your R, Roman Republic. Golden Age of Greece, remember that sign for gold was to touch your ear, kind of like Mycenaeans. It's just like Mycenaeans. So golden, and the Y that comes down. Golden Age of Greece, Peloponnesian Wars, that was in Greece. So you're actually going to make a G, which is like a pincher finger. Your last three fingers are down, and then it's like you have a pincher finger. So this is a G, but you're going to come down your nose to describe their helmets. So Peloponnesian Wars, and the sign for wars is these are 5 hands, and you can either go like this or like this. So I'm just gonna go like this. Okay, so you had Peloponnesian Wars. Woo, that one's gonna be tough. And then we have Persia falls to Alexander. You just make ASLA, Alexander the Great. All right, so let's try that again. Judah falls to Babylon. Temple destroyed. Babylon falls to Persia. Jews return and rebuild the temple. Roman Republic, Golden Age of Greece, Peloponnesian Wars, Persia falls to Alexander the Great. Good luck.
When I think about the timeline, I flip over and roll my back onto the carpet because it just helps me remember.
Hi, Brianna.
Hi.
Or should I say hi, Elena of Avalor?
You should say Brianna.
Okay, today we're doing the experiment called Oily Feathers, and it's to demonstrate the effect that polluting detergents can have on birds. So it says 1 cup of tap water. We cheated a little bit and did 2 cups because we have this really big container here. It says a teaspoon of vegetable oil, 2 teaspoons of powdered dishwashing detergent. We don't have the powder. We're going to use a gel and see what happens. And then our measuring spoons. So we put the water in the bowl, and now we're going to add the oil. The oil is a teaspoon.
So 1 teaspoon. Just like that right over the bowl.
Okay, you're going to add that to the water. So what's happening? We're supposed to look at the surface of the water. What do you see on the surface of the water?
Look.
Do you see some like big circles of like gel? It looks different, huh? That's the oil. Look at the oil is floating on the surface. Okay. So
When I do this,
it jiggles a little bit. Why do you think the oil isn't sinking, Brianna?
because it floats.
It's floating, right? It's not as dense as the water, so it stays on the surface. And the amazing thing about birds, you know, water birds like ducks and geese, you know, when they land on the water, they float.
Yes.
Because they have oil on their feathers.
Yes. Yeah.
So today we're going to see what happens when we put soap in the water. Okay?
Soap.
Soap. All right, so we're going to do 2 teaspoons of this dish. We use dish gel. That's what we have. So we're going to see what happens. Okay, so that was a little difficult, but we added 2 teaspoons of the dishwasher gel to the container here. We're just going to mix it up.
Can I mix?
Yep, you can mix it. Try not to get a lot of bubbles. Just a little bit more mixing because it's doing exactly what I want to talk about. Okay, go ahead and stop. So now what happened to the oil? Are there those big blobs like you saw before?
No.
Not really. They're like tiny little blobs, right? And actually some of the oil has moved to the bottom of the glass dish. And the reason why is because soap is a more complex molecule and has two polarities. So part of it is binding to the soap and part of it is binding to the water, okay? And so that's why it's kind of mixing up. So what do you think would happen to the bird if it came in contact with a lot of soap? Do you think it would still float on the water, Brianna?
No.
No, it wouldn't. And that would be very harmful for the bird because then they couldn't float on the surface and maybe they would drown. So that's why we need to be careful about the amount of soap that is going into our water supply, right? Because it could be harmful to the birds. They're waterproofed by the oil. All right, thanks, Brianna.
Surprise!
Oh, hi, Brianna. Today we're going to do the experiment called Tangled. So we're going to take a rubber band and we're going to put it around your pinky and then over your hand onto your thumb. Ooh. Okay, you can't use this hand. Put that one behind your back and then you're going to try to get the rubber band off. That's pretty hard, isn't it? Yeah, so the reason why we're doing this is because we want to determine the effect of plastic garbage on sea animals. So it's very difficult to remove that band. It's even more difficult for seals, fish, and other animals to get those plastic rings off their bodies, and they often die. Even turtles swallow the floating plastic bags because they mistake them for jellyfish, and their digestive tract becomes blocked, and they die. Well, because you used your hand and the table. So it may take 300 years for that plastic to go away. So is it smart to throw away the plastic from our soda cans in the trash?
Yeah.
Not in the trash. We need to recycle that, right? Because it's going to hurt the sea animals. Okay. Thanks, Brianna.
You're welcome.
Hi, friends. Here's our fine arts for this week. What do you see in front of us? Those are some shapes, right? A square, triangle, circle, and a rectangle. What's this? You would say, yes, it's some shapes, but they're different now, right? They're three-dimensional. Today we're going to talk about perspective, and it's a way of creating the illusion of depth on a flat surface. So from perspective, we're able to make these shapes look three-dimensional and these shapes flat. Here's a painting done by Vincent van Gogh. And there are quite a few lines drawn on this, but here you can see he's using perspective. So the first thing is what do you notice about the objects? The sizing of the objects. Do you notice that the objects that are closer to us are bigger than ones that are farther away? So you can see in this chair that it's bigger than this chair, which is farther away in the picture. How about overlap? Something that overlaps lets you know that it's in front of something, the thing that it's overlapping. So you can tell that this bed is overlapping this door. So you know that this bed is on this side of the door. How about where the ground and the sky meet? That's called the horizon. So in this painting, if you take a ruler along all the straight edges here of the painting, you can see that they all meet right here. So that is, this is your horizon line. And then this is called your vanishing point because all these lines are meeting here. Have fun drawing.